Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can achieve this super glam New Year's Eve look fairly easily. If you guys aren't subscribed, I would love to have you, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy at any point. But if you want to see how I got this glam transformation look using all clean beauty, then keep watching. Okay guys, I'm really excited for this video, so let's just go ahead and hop right into it. I feel like I say that every single video, but I guess it's tradition now. To prime my skin, I'm using the Hello Fab Coconut Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. Using the Hello Fab Coconut Smoothie Priming Moisturizer for a nice glow on the skin. This is a great primer if you have like more dry skin. It just leaves the prettiest base and it feels so refreshing on the skin. And it does have a little bit of silicone in it, so it gives you that slip that you need for foundation, but it doesn't feel like a really silicone based primer. Onto our foundation, I wanted to use the Lila B Be Natural Marvelous Matte Cream Foundation. Be Natural is the shade. I just feel like I haven't used this in a while, and it's a really nice, more fuller coverage foundation. And it has great longevity, so it's really nice for a more glam long wear type of a party look. For this foundation, I like to use, oh my god, that looks so crazy. Oh my god, what just came out of my mouth? I'm using a dense kabuki to blend this out. I just feel like it's the best tool for this. I do like to go over it with a sponge, but in terms of getting it onto my skin, a dense brush is definitely the way to go with this. By the way, there is a new Lila B product launching very soon that I will be doing a review and demo and everything of once it gets launched, so keep an eye out for that. It is going to be at the beginning of January, on January 9th actually, so my video will probably be out that day as well. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Now that it's mostly blending, I'm going in with my Real Technique sponge and just pressing it into the skin so we know that everything is laying flat and looking nice. This is one of the only cream foundations I feel like doesn't accentuate or sort of sit weird on top of my texture, which is one of the many reasons I like it. It also has like a semi satin finish, so it doesn't have too much of a glow, but it's also not super flat. So that's cool. Ooh, I do have something weird to tell you guys about this foundation. Not this foundation. I was swatching foundations, trying to pick one for this video, and I pulled out the Clove & Hollow liquid skin tints and I swatched them, and I'm gonna have to show you guys. Something weird has happened to them and I don't really know. It's just like super separated. So it's super separated, and I've tried shaking them. Like I've done this for like 10 minutes and I'm doing it just to show you guys. I have shaken it and it's still like separated. So weird. Look at the texture of that. What the heck happened to this? It's so bad. Hopefully you can see that, but if you guys have this foundation, did that also happen to you? Is it separated like all of mine are? Or did just something happen to mine? Because I feel like that's super weird. And if you guys were looking to buy that foundation, I would hold off for now because I like the formula of it, but like it hasn't been that long since I've had these, and why are they like that? Really weird. But anyway, that's it with the foundation. Let's move on to concealer. I'm going to use the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer today under my eyes. This is the lightest shade, I believe. And I'm going to put quite a lot of this on just since it's a glam look and I want to brighten up my face. So I'll do some down my nose as well. I'm going to put this on blemishes. I know it's too light, but I think it'll work out fine. Now let that sit on my face, and in the meantime, I'm going to do my brows using my Eco Brow. I like rarely do my brows on camera anymore, so I thought I would show you guys. Oh man, that has black on it, doesn't it? Have you ever used an eyebrow pencil that you thought, not an eyebrow pencil, have you ever used an eyebrow brush and it accidentally had like some weird colored eyeshadow on it, and then your eyebrows turned out whatever color it was? Okay, I didn't really accomplish much, but I'm gonna go ahead and blend in my concealer now before it completely dries down, even though I'm not sure that this ever does, but Just get it blended out with a sponge. I'm going to bake my under eyes a little bit with the Well People. This is the Brow Brightener Invisible Powder. And then while that's baking, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my brows and then we will wrap up the face. All right, let's go ahead and brush off our bake. This powder is actually pretty nice for baking. I recently ran out of my Ilia powder, which you guys know I love, so I've been trying my other powders. And this one, I might have been sleeping on it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face using that same powder. What day is it today? For a little bit of extra coverage, I'm going in with the Found Beauty. This is their powder foundation. I'm using the shade Light 130, which is actually too dark for me, but I feel like my face isn't matching my neck, so it could be darkened up. So I'm just patting this very lightly so it doesn't get too cakey. This powder foundation, if you saw my Found Beauty video, you'll know how amazed I was at how smooth and nice this looks on the skin for such an affordable powder foundation. Like, it looks so smooth. I'm really impressed with it. If you guys haven't seen that, I will link it below for you guys. If you don't know what Found Beauty is, they're like a clean beauty brand, but it's exclusive to Walmart. For a bronzer, I'm going to use the Pure Cosmetics Bronzing Act. This is the Matte Bronzer Light. I've been loving this so far. It's such a perfect shade. If you have fair skin, if you have more of like a medium skin tone, you might like the other shade of this, the darker one. But it's just, it reminds me of the Han Cosmetics bronzer, but it almost has a little bit more like pigment than that. And it smells very similar as well. Has that like classic chocolate scent. It just blends so, so beautifully. I also just picked up some more stuff to do a full face of Pure. So keep an eye out for that. I have like I have a couple brands that I need to do full faces of. I know I've been saying that. But they will be here soon after all this like holiday content is out. For a little bit more warmth, I'm going in with the Found Beauty Baked Bronzing Powder. This is the shade Golden Bronze. Again, I don't know. I wasn't planning on saying anything again. Oh, another great product from Found, by the way. It's definitely a hit or miss brand. Some of the products are just absolutely terrible and some of them are actually really nice. Now for blush, I think I'm going to use the Ilia Multi Matte Pigment in the shade Temptation, which is this true pink, like a neutral pink. It's really pretty. Wow. My hand does not match my body. For that, I sort of like to spread it out onto my hand and then take my sponge and make it round and then dab the product onto it and then dab it on my cheeks. Because I have textured skin, I have to be very careful with like applying cream blush. And I find that this is one of the ways that really prevents it from picking up on product or like accentuating any texture. And then if you need more, you could always go back in and just put a little bit more in your hand. Next, to make the blush a little more glowy, I want to go in with this Cover FX. This is their monochromatic blush duo in the shade Soft Peach. And I'm just going to grab that shimmer shade and then just use that as a blush topper to give the cheeks a little bit more glow since our base is very matte. For our highlight, I want to try using this Persona Cali Glow highlighter in the shade Zuma. It might be a little bit dark, but I guess we'll never know until we try. Wow, that's pigmented. Shazam. Doesn't seem too crazy dark. It was so pigmented, like I barely touched it and it was still crazy. But to finish off, I'm going to set my makeup with the Lullaby. Why do I always do that? A Glow Face Mist. I really love this stuff. It's pricey, but it's so good. And the spray on that is like the best thing. You can cover your face with like 2 mists. Just fanning it off. Alright, let's get started on these eyes. I'm going to go in with the Ilia Necessary palette. This is the cool tone. I'm using this shade right here, which is called Teardrop. It's this cooler, sort of taupey brown shade. And I'm going to use that, oh my god, I always forget how pigmented these are, as a transition shade in my crease, just blending it out. Doing sort of like it's like a semi-cut crease Hard to describe, but this is just going to be like our base layer. Taking the same shade on a little bit of a smaller brush and building it up in my crease just a tad more. Now that that is laid down, I'm going in with a little bit of a warmer brown from the Honest Beauty eyeshadow palette, and I'm placing that around the same area. I just place that just to add a little bit more dimension. Because we are using black, I want to keep it on the cooler side, but not so cool that's really flat looking. So that's why I'm adding in this warmer brown. Next up for our eyes, I'm using the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow. This is the limited edition one Astronaut. I believe you can still get the trio of these from Sephora. I think it's actually on sale now. They also have it on Credo Beauty if you wanted to pick up the shade. It's sort of just like this cool silvery color. I'm going to use this as a base for other eyeshadows, so I'm not really going to build it up. I kind of just like using these as a base. So just take a little bit, and I'm keeping that on the first half portion of my eye, actually like my whole lid. I'm gonna go ahead and put that down. Now that that is set down, I'm going in with the C'est Moi. It's their Visionary Makeup Crayon in the black shade. I got these in a pack off of Amazon. It's basically just a black crayon, and I'm going to sketch out a wing shape. It's gonna look crazy at first, but once it's blended out, it's gonna be sort of like a semi-cut crease. I'm just starting this halfway in from my lid, and then it's gonna be pretty thick. It's pretty hard to get precise with that. I'm just using a brush with the same product. So I'm just making a wing and then bringing it in and then filling in sort of that space. And we're gonna blend this in with more black eyeshadow, so don't be scared if at first it doesn't look that good, because just sort of like the guideline. Right, now that it looks pretty whack, we're going to go back into the Honest Beauty palette, taking the matte black shade on the same little shader brush. So what I'm doing with that black shadow is just filling in where I sketched that out and also blending it into our lid shade. I feel like this made it really hard to blend stuff on top of, so I'm going to go in with the Honest Beauty liquid liner, and I'm going to do the same thing I did with that, but just with this product, so I can see more of the shape that I want. So I went ahead and just repeated that process with this liner. Is that I drew just a regular wing, a pretty thick wing, and then I took the black eyeshadow and just really made sure to blend it out. And I didn't blend it all the way in the crease. I started right about here, and I filled in this little triangular shape. So it's sort of like a winged eyeshadow look. That's sort of just how I used a guideline to help myself get the shape right. You can always clean up the edges, so don't really worry about that too much. Just try to get the shades really nice and blended. But I think that's about all I'm gonna do. I might add a little bit more black. For the lid, I really wanted to use the Rowan 52 Cool Eyeshadow Palette. I wanted to use this shade right here, which is called Meow. It's like this silvery type of blue. And I'm just gonna really load that up on my finger. And I'm gonna put that where I laid down the Kosas eyeshadow previously. Now I'm taking that same eyeliner and going over the wing again, just because that shadow covered it a little bit. You can do the shadow before the wing, but I feel like for me it was just a little bit easier to see. And then I'm just gonna go back in and fill it in. Okay, so now I'm taking the matte cream shade in the same Honest Beauty palette, and I'm using this under my brow bone. And I'll probably put this on the inner corner. We might layer it with a shimmery shade. Our under lower lash line, I'm going to use the warm brown from the Honest Beauty palette. And I'm just going to start smoking this out. I'm not going to go immediately in with the black because that might be a little bit of a mess. Just running this lightly under the lower lash line. Next, with my small brush, I'm taking the matte black. Make sure there's no excess so we don't get any fallout. I'm going to run that really close to the lash line, almost like a liner for the bottom. And then I'm going to blend it out, but at first I'm keeping it very, very precise. And only going about halfway with this. Right now I'm taking the same shade, Rowan shade, I used on my lid, on a small, precise brush. We're gonna do this on this part. I'm not gonna go all the way to the inner corner, but just on this section of my eye. Then connecting it to that black we just put down. All right, so I'm pretty sure that's all I'm gonna do for the eyes besides lashes. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how they came out. If you are worried about fallout, definitely do this before your foundation. I had to sort of go in and fix under my eyes because I did get fallout, even though I didn't think I would. I also used foundation and just ran it along under my wings to clean them up and make them look really sharp. So yeah, that's about it. Are we gonna do inner corner highlight? Yeah, let's do it. For my inner corners, I'm gonna take this loose Lily Lolo shadow in the shade Angelic, which is basically just this super shimmery, pure white, really pretty. All right, there's that. Now I'm gonna pop on the Jasmine Brown in Allure Curly Queen style. This is perfect for more smoky, dramatic looks. I've worn these in a lot of videos. They're just more of like a sparse type of separated lash, so you can still see your eyeshadow and it really helps you open up the eye. So I'm gonna throw these on and I will be back for the lips. All right, lashes are on. I feel like they were perfect for this look. Onto the lips, I'm gonna use the Kjaer Weis Rose Lip Liner. And for lipstick, I'm using the Honest Beauty Off Duty, which is just like the perfect nude. I love this formula and this shade so much. And then to top it off with a little gloss, I'm using the Bite Beauty Flat White French Press Lip Gloss, which is a super light nude. Alright guys, here is our finished look. I hope you love it. If you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It was so fun to do a more glam look like this. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite thing to do on New Year's is. I'd love to hear from you guys. But thank you so much for watching. All products I used will be linked below along with any discounts I can find for you guys. So thanks for watching and I will see you in my next video.